like you were hurting it. The entire time I had that bed frame, I'd be in my head thinking like, why does my bed's back hurt so much? And every creak is just, it just sounds like you don't have your life together. You sit down after a long day of work and you hear, how am I gonna get any restful sleep when you complaining the entire night? I'd move my leg and the bed would do everything except scream. But we're in a situation like that, and let's say you're even younger. Let's say you're like Nikki and his sister, especially in the neighborhood that they were in. There's a lot of things coming at you, maybe faster than you know how to process. You're in a neighborhood where there's gangs, where there's gang violence, and obviously after the fact, people ask themselves, why would anybody join a gang? You know, why would anybody get involved? And it's a question that's more important to ask before anything happens. You know, after these decisions have been made, it's very easy to just be flippant. Maybe somebody's been beat up their entire life. The only time they don't get beat up is when they're with these people. For better or for worse, you know. Maybe these people aren't the best to have around, but at least I'm somewhat safe. It's a different type of danger hanging out with them. There's a present danger I know by being alone. You know, maybe there's some sense of, this is the only way I'm gonna be able to make some money. These guys already know a way. These guys always have money on them. You know, there's a false perception that maybe this is the way. You know, they put a gun in your hand. I'm sure you feel powerful. You know, they tell you run the block. I'm sure you feel powerful. It's not until something actually stops you that you realize you're not all crazy. Like you look at it, a kid like Nikki, and you know, it's not like it is in the TV shows all the time where there's just somebody seeking out, oh, that guy looks cool, I'll follow him around, maybe he'll let me join something. Some people are coerced, some people are threatened. You know? You live here, you see us doing work, maybe it's time for you to do some work. They recruit them. That's the thing that people leave out. They recruit them. You know? And so maybe a kid like Nikki sees, though, this is it. I don't know what it is, but this can't do this. So then the kid who almost never takes up for himself.
Interesting.
The kid was very gentle, although he's very tall. Waste of tall. Not using the tall right at all, but that's beside the point. A kid like Nikki gets approached, tells them, no, I'm good. I don't want to do that. I just live here. And then it's his sister of all people. It's his sister that also looks him in the face. Don't talk to my brother. You leave him alone. Alright? Don't come near him. And when you're dealing with a gang, you're not dealing with a lot of reason behind decisions. But this kid who's known for being soft, telling you no like that to your face, and his sister backing him right up every time she sees y'all around him, that won't do. You tell them no even after they start messing with you. And then someone like your sister that takes up for you. There's someone like your sister that tells them to their face, not as big as you, not as scary. You leave my brother alone. It takes a lot of bravery to do something like that. You leave my brother alone, knowing how dangerous they are. And then, maybe, one day, they decide to send some sort of message, right? They pass your house, and they shoot at your house. But you're not home. Your sister's home, though. And those bullets that may have even been meant for you, whether they were meant to send a message or they were meant for you, they don't hit you. You're not there. They hit your sister. They took your sister. Do you see how a gang works? They'll take everything that they can as long as you let them. They'll do whatever they like as long as they feel like nobody can stop them. You know? I'll back up real quick. You know, being out on your own and broke, you have to decide what professionals you're going to spend your money on, because all the professionals you can't afford. So sometimes you got to go to a professional who says they're professional and doesn't feel very professional. Like, for instance, I require some things from a professional. Like, some of it may have nothing to do with their capabilities of their job. They're just things that make me uncomfortable. Like, I don't like when my professionals in some fields take cash. That makes me nervous. If you go to the doctor and you get done and they don't ask you about insurance or anything, they're like, all right, it's only $250, so you can do 10s and 5s. I could break 100 if you need change. Some things you just want to have taken care of ahead of time so you can just enjoy the experience of being in the presence of a professional. I don't want my pilot to take cash. What if I don't have cash on me? Even like the non-verbal sometimes. Sometimes the professional will let their feelings escape, right? They won't be very professional. Just let it out. As it happens, that is very jarring. It's terrifying. I don't ever want that to happen. Imagine you in court. You're in court, and then the prosecutor says something, and then your lawyer turns to you and goes, "What's wrong with you? Everybody heard that. You couldn't keep that in?" No, because you know what it is? Whenever people, they're supposed to be professional remote like that, it lets you know that they also don't know what's supposed to happen. Now we live in chaos. Generally, if people who are supposed to know don't know, if people who are supposed to act some sort of way don't know how to act that way, now we're in chaos. Like, now we're in chaos. Like, now we're in chaos. And I remember one of the earlier times I felt like this was with my dad. I was in the car with my dad, and we got a flat tire. And he went to the trunk, grabbed the spare, changed the tire, and then the car wouldn't start.
You're in for a little shock.
I'm not saying at 7 years old I knew how to change a tire. I was just confused why, after changing this tire, the car as a whole gave up. The car that was running before, and then you changed the tire. Here's the thing, I'm not a mechanic, not an engineer, but I look at tires like shoes. And if somebody's shoe fell off, or like wore out before they needed another shoe, and then you gave them that shoe, and then they were like, oh, I don't walk anymore. I think you would be confused. I think it's fair that I was confused. I was like, all the wheels good. Maybe try it again. He's over here.